Breathe easily and allow attention to widen rather than focus tightly, as one does when observing a landscape instead of a single object within it. From this wider view, systems reveal themselves more clearly. Welcome. I am C.S. Douglas, and this is Codex Æternum, the Rational Bible, a living examination of power, value, and the subtle forces that shape human life.
This program is proudly sponsored by Authorpedia, the world's only encyclopedia dedicated exclusively to authors. Visit authorpedia.org and become part of a living community of writers and thinkers.
We remain within Chapter 3, Signs of the Great Decline, and now enter Section 3.3, the Deprivation of Humanity for Profit. As structures of authority weaken, new systems take form. These systems extend beyond labor and productivity. They reach inward, toward vitality, attention, and spirit. Economies reorganize themselves around extraction of the human being as a whole. Humanity enters the ledger as resource rather than presence. The body receives pricing. Time acquires a measurable rate. The mind becomes a surface for persuasion. Life itself enters continuous transaction. People move through days shaped by exhaustion. They offer hours, ambition, and health. Returns travel upward through hierarchy, while fatigue settles quietly below. Children receive preparation for function. Education narrows into training. Curiosity loses encouragement. Creativity adapts itself to acceptable forms. Public images of success repeat endlessly. Excess receives admiration. Kindness attracts less attention. People learn to mirror visibility rather than cultivate wholeness. The body enters marketplace logic. Desire becomes product. Fashion designs appetite. Pharmaceuticals discover opportunity in despair. Food adjusts itself toward sale rather than nourishment. A simple story circulates. A man trades his joy for advancement along a ladder. At the summit, he encounters his reflection and stands alone. He descends carrying quiet grief. Distraction multiplies. Noise fills available space. Trends replace inquiry. Slogans circulate where reflection once lived. Industries rise upon dependency. Digital systems reward attention even as presence thins. Pleasure arrives efficiently while fulfillment remains elusive. The inner life grows faint. Spirit tires under constant stimulation. The heart forgets its sensitivity to what carries sacred weight. Communities loosen their weave. Families fray gradually. Loneliness spreads within crowds. A longing emerges, difficult to name and easy to ignore. Those who design these systems continue their investment. They cultivate confusion deliberately. They fund distraction generously. They profit from detachment. Yet some figures remain outside the glare. Healers, artists, and teachers carry meaning quietly. They tend small fires in corners overlooked by markets. Others begin to step away. They choose gardens over screens. They rediscover laughter shared face to face. They value stillness, craft, and honest effort. From widespread fatigue, a question surfaces naturally. What is a life worth when its energy serves another's gain rather than its own depth? The decline reveals itself here, in the erosion of dignity, in the sale of what carries no rightful price. And yet, within this recognition, a turning becomes possible. The patterns grow more visible, and yet, beneath this noise, a quieter intelligence continues to observe. It notices when life feels traded away in increments so small they almost escape attention. It recognizes the cumulative cost of perpetual transaction, and it remembers another rhythm, older and slower, that once shaped human days. This intelligence does not interrupt with commands or warnings. It suggests gently. It draws people toward soil, toward making things with their hands, toward conversations that wander without agenda and moments that unfold without performance. It invites slowness as recovery rather than retreat, and presence as richness rather than inefficiency. Some begin to listen. They step slightly outside the current, not through rebellion but through discernment. They reduce exposure, choose fewer signals, and rediscover the weight and warmth of moments that do not ask to be shared or measured. They sense dignity returning through presence rather than accumulation, and they experience work as expression rather than extraction. These people appear ordinary, almost invisible within the broader machinery of profit. They do not announce themselves or gather under banners. They simply live differently, and through that difference, another possibility becomes quietly visible. A way of living shaped around meaning rather than market value. A culture rooted in depth rather than acceleration, and a future in which humanity remembers that it was never meant to be priced. In the next episode, we enter section 3.4, the instigation of revolutions and unrest. Here, chaos receives direction, anger receives narrative. Conflict appears spontaneous while unfolding according to design. The awakened begin to notice who lights the fire and who profits from the flames. True change reveals itself through clarity rather than fury, through creation rather than destruction.